Let's wait 5 more minutes. So we don't have today Satvik. Satvik is not well. And Harmeet, let me ping her. Priyanka, meanwhile, you have some questions, right? Can you please proceed?
Yeah, I asked for Shirisha. She cleared me.
Oh, okay. Okay, good, good. Any more questions from anyone? Harni? Sirisha?
No, sir.
Okay. Hmm, Harmeet is not good. Let me wait 2 more minutes. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Harmeet. Okay, I think Harmeet is not joining. Let me share my screen. We'll continue. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So till now we have been seeing about the HTML, and then we started with the JavaScript inside the HTML. Okay, in the JavaScript, which is a programming language, which is used throughout the front end. In Salesforce, it is being used in the Visual Force pages as well as Lightning Web Components. So this is what we have learned, like what is the use case of JavaScript, and also coming to the syntax. Like syntax means the rules how to write the JavaScript. We have seen how to write the variables, let a, let b, let string, sorry, let name. So like that, let my name, let address. So like that we have seen, and we have seen arrays inside the JavaScript. As well, we have seen if else. That means to check the condition inside the condition, how to write the condition. We have seen like writing the condition in the sense we have to write we have to write some logic inside that condition parenthesis, like if age is greater than 18, so like that. Okay, now now today we have to learn Apex, which is a programming language that is used in the backend throughout the Salesforce ecosystem. Okay, let me just have a brief introduction about the Apex. Apex is a programming language that uses Java like syntax, not JavaScript like syntax. This is Java like syntax. If you have a little bit knowledge of Java, then this is very easy to understand the Apex. Even if you don't have the knowledge of Apex, the knowledge of Java, then also it's fine to understand the Apex because we start from very basic. Then this Apex is also acts like a database stored procedures. That means if you take the database related languages like SQL and MySQL, in that what will happen, we fetch the data from the JavaScript. Sorry, we fed the one second, someone is calling me. I just one second. Yeah, okay. Now, so inside the Salesforce, we have the data, right? These are objects, records. So even those objects, those data, those records like accounts, contacts will stay in some database inside the Salesforce. So using Apex, we can get those data into the program. I'll tell you how that happens in the upcoming classes, but you just need to understand that it's not only a programming language to write some logic like a JavaScript, but also it acts like a link or the way to get the database related data into the program. We'll see that in the upcoming classes, don't worry. Then this is like a brief introduction, like a basic definition. Then one more thing about this use cases of Apex is Apex enables developers to add business logic to system events. Suppose when a user clicks some button in the UI, what should happen in the backend? It should delete the record, update some records. So, like that, what should happen in the backend that can be written using a code which is called as Apex. Okay. Then this Apex also acts as a controller for Visual Force pages and the Lightning Web Component. That means you in the UI we have VF pages, VF pages, okay, VF pages and Lightning Web Components. Okay, these are written in the JavaScript, HTML, so like that. Okay, in the backend we have Apex, na? In the backend we have Apex. So few codes, okay, few logics that cannot be done in the front end, as those also can be written in the back end. Okay, and we can connect between the front end and the back end. So in that case, this Apex is called as a this Apex code is called as a controller. Okay, this Apex code is called as controller for this front end Visual Force pages and the Lightning Web Components. This all we will be seeing in the upcoming classes, because from today we are going to start Apex, which is the most important section to pass the exam, which is PD1 exam, Platform Developer 1 exam. Okay, this is the brief introduction. Now, coming to understand more in depth about the Apex and its features, let us know where we can write the code related to Apex, how to write the code related to the Apex. Okay, so for that, what you have to do is you have to go one second. What happened to this? Yeah, just a minute, just a minute. Let me go to the Chrome. So let me open the developer environment. First, we have to log into our Trailhead. Okay. Then open any of the environment in the go to the Anson org. In the Anson org, we have our playgrounds, right? So let me open one of the playground. So inside this, just launch, click on this one. Here we have setup now. Down to this, we have developer console. Okay. If you click on this setup gear, we have setup and the developer console. Click on this developer console. So let me compare this with the Visual Studio Code. Okay, Visual Studio Code. So this is also Visual Studio Code only, na? So like this, it will be opening for you. You have to click on this file. You have to create a new file, na? In the Visual Studio Code. Whenever you're going to write some code, you have to click on file, create a new file, and name that file like a text file or Python file. So let me select the here Python file. So we will write some code and save it. Okay. So this should happen in the Visual Studio Code. Same here. This is also one kind of environment, developer console, provided by the Salesforce. No need to install anything in your PC. This is on server only. In the server, in the browser, you log in. You log into Salesforce. There from there only you open this developer console. Now click on this file. Now open or new. So we are not opening because we haven't created any of the class yet. So let me create a new. Now what is this class? We'll come to understand in the next section. But you have to understand that we are creating a class so that we can write a code into that. Here what you are doing, we will create a file. We will create a file and write a code into that HTML file we call. So here also we need to create a file which is of type Apex class. There are many other types also through which we can create the file, the Apex class, Apex trigger, Visual Force page. So for now in this class, what I am doing is creating a file in the form of a Apex class. Like means we are creating a Apex class or Apex class file we say. So here we give some name calculator. Okay, I'm just creating a program for calculator. Okay, so here you go. I haven't written like this, but whenever I click on new, I mean file, new, then Apex class and give some name and click OK. The name of the file which I have given or name of the class is calculator. Na? So Salesforce in the back end, it will create this small code, public class calculator, then open bracket and close bracket, flower bracket. So whatever the code you have to write, that should be written here. Whatever the code that should be that you have to write, that should be written here. Did you remember the script tag? Okay. In the JavaScript, you used to write the complete JavaScript code in between this opening script tag and closing script tag. So same here, whatever the code you have to write in JavaScript, that should be written here. Na? Now you have to think that inside this class, only you have to write whatever the code you want to write. Okay. Now, what is class again? What is class means? Class is a like a blueprint. I am saying definition. Don't try to understand now only. You will understand more in detail. Okay. Class is like a blueprint or some kind of like a memory creation. What means we are telling the We are telling the computer that there is a class called calculator. So inside this class now, we can create variables, means data. Okay, the properties we say, and we can write functions also. Functions also. Okay, functions also. Same in the JavaScript you have written inside the script. Let A, let B, then function add, function mul, like so, like that you have created Here also you can do the same. Here you can write sub some what you call data properties. Like let me write here. Let so not let, sorry, it is public. You have to write public. Then you have to write static. I'll say why we are writing this public static. Don't write understand. It's like a syntax you consider. Public static result. Okay. Now we have written like this public static result. Then let us write function now. Public void. Sorry. One second. Public static void add. Now inside this add public static string. In the JavaScript, you used to write let result, let result, let a, okay. But this Apex is a type specific, means we have to tell which kind of data you want to store in the result. So I am telling that I want to store the data like string data, some text data inside this result, or I should write like this integer result. Okay. Now public static void add. Now integer a, integer b. Now we can write result equals to okay, result equals to a plus b. Then you remember console.log, right? You remember console.log. Did you remember console.log? So instead of that, we write here system.debug to print the output. Okay. There you used console.log to print the output on the console. Here we write system.debug to print the answer. Now this is what we have written the code. What is there in this? We have some variable. Don't see this public static. I'll say what is this the public static, but just consider there is a one variable called result. There is one variable called result which can store only integers. Okay, which can store only integers, because I have written this is result variable which is of type integer. And here this is a function. This is a function. What is function? In the JavaScript, what we know? A function is something where it can do a particular task and it can take some parameters. Yesterday we have seen we can pass 5 comma 6, then it will add and print the result. So same here. Here also this is a function. It is not taking just A and B. It is not taking just A and B. I have to tell that computer that this is function add, and this function will receive two parameters a comma b, which is of type integer. Type is mandatory. That means which type of data, that is data type, which type of data you are storing in a variable is very mandatory in Apex, because we can't store some string inside integer or integer inside a string. Okay. That's why you have to specify that which kind of data you are storing. Means type specification is mandatory whenever you are declaring a variable. Okay. Now, here we have some class inside this class we have data and function. Okay, this data we call it as properties. From now, inside this class, wherever whatever the data you see, these are called properties. And these functions are there na, we don't call functions, we call methods from now. Okay, methods is nothing but a function only, but which are written inside the class. Data, these variables only, but these are called properties. Okay, properties, data properties. These are function methods or methods. Now, okay, let me go back to our previous example. Visual Studio Code. Yesterday, Harmeet have written like this button. hmm, Inside this button, whenever someone clicks that button, on click, what should happen? It should call the function f1. Okay, if the function is not there, we'll write that function. Click here. Okay, click here. Like this, the button was there in the code which is written by Harmeet. Then here we have the function f1. This will do something. Let's say console.log. Hello, Kajan. Okay. So, what would happen whenever someone clicks this button, click here, then this function should call. We say, whenever someone clicks this one, this function is invoked. What we say? Invoked. This is JavaScript. Don't confuse yourself that I am teaching both the languages at a time. Try to understand the similarities between these two languages so that it will be easy for you to remember same concept in two different programming languages. So this is JavaScript. Inside this JavaScript, you write function like this. You write function like this. Okay. And you write properties like this. The data, the variables you write like this. Okay. And whenever you want to call this function, you write like this. Okay. On click, some should happen. Means this is the event. This on click is the event that will trigger or invoke or call this function. Now, if you take the example of this Apex class now, let us take the example of this Apex class. Inside this Apex class also we have data, we have function. Now, where should I call this function? How can I call this function? Let us see now. The first basic type of calling the function. There are many types or many ways to call this function or call this method inside the class. Let us see the basic way to call this method, okay, which is add method. You have to click on this debug, okay. Debug means you want to test whatever you have written. So click on this debug, okay, in the top, then open execute anonymous window. Open execute anonymous window, that should be opened. Now here what you have to write is calculator. What is the class name? Calculator, na? So you have to write here. I want to call calculator class. Inside the calculator class, there is a function called add. To that function, I want to pass 5, 6. Here in the JavaScript, you just used to call with the function name f1. Okay, f1. Or if the function is add, then a comma b, then you used to call add 5, 6. So this is how you call the function in the JavaScript. But here to test the function or to call the function, call the method in the call the method. So what you have to write? Class name dot the method name. Because in Salesforce, in this your environment, not only you, your team members also working. They have written their own classes inside the class or inside their classes also. There may be some add method, display method, print method. So there may be methods, different functions or methods. So computer should know, computer should know which computer should know which class, which method we are calling. So I am telling call the calculator class and inside that call this method and pass the values 5 comma 6. Now one more thing, you have to click on this open log. You are testing na whether your code is working fine. Then click here, then click on execute. So there will be log opened here, a big log opened here. So don't click into this big log. What you have written here, system.debug means inside the, finally I want to debug the result. So go to your log here, whatever you have opened now. Sorry. Click on this debug only. Click on this debug only. What you have right? What you have got? 11. Where the, so this is 11. This is user want to debug means user means you want to debug in the sixth line. So in the sixth line, you have debug statement. In the debug statement, we have the result value as 11. So this is a basic way to open a developer console, to create a class, to write the properties, I mean data inside the class and the functions. That means methods inside the class and print the output onto the debug console, their normal console, here debug console. So debug, then how to call this function? Open the anonymous window by clicking on this debug, then opening anonymous window, then write call that method, but you have to tell the computer that I want to call the method add which is inside the class calculator. That you have to tell and call it. Now let me pass 155 comma 6. Okay, let me pass 155 comma 6. Now the answer will be, you have to, you will get a output, the log here, the log. Inside this log, you have to click debug only, so that only that value, that like sixth line, whatever, wherever you have written system dot debug will be displayed. Okay, system dot will be displayed. So this is how you have to, this is how you have to write an Apex class. The basic. We have multiple concepts to learn. Just try to understand this basic thing. Is it clear? Any questions till now?
No.
Okay. Harani?
I don't know.
Okay. So, mm, Priyanka, can you share your screen?
Okay.
1 second. Yeah, you can share your screen.
You are sharing the screen, no? So it's showing me disable share.
Oh, 1 second. You can now.
Okay.
Go to the developer console in your playground. Harmeet, please watch what Priyanka is doing because I know you are late. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. Click on file. Calculator. Name any class. Today we will take example of calculator.
Okay.
1 second. Okay. So now write one like write a result. Not there. How I have
Yeah.
written? Yeah. How I have written? Public static.
Okay, okay. 1 second. Public static integer. Written.
Integer result. Integer is a data type. Public static you ignore for now. I will tell you what is static, what is public. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Now
Next.
write a function. Pakka public static you have to write.
Public static.
Hmm. Write void. Void means nothing. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Hmm. Then write a function name add. Hmm.
Okay.
There you have to receive parameters now. Those you have to write integer a comma integer b. Hmm.
Okay.
Flower bracket open and close. Enter. Hmm.
Next.
Now result equals to
Okay. Result equal to A plus B.
ah give space after equal to before equal to a plus b.
Semicolon.
Hmm.
System dot debug. Should I write?
Yes, system dot debug.
Then result.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay.
Now this is the way of writing a class. Click on Control S. Okay.
Okay.
It is saved now without any errors. Yes. Right here, call that class and then call the method inside the class.
Call the.
Call the class means how to call the class means take the no no right just calculator calling the class means taking the name of the class.
Okay.
Add dot add. You have to write. No. See. Mm, yeah. You have to tell the computer that you are calling. Okay. You are calling. You are calling the method add from the class calculator. Okay.
Okay.
That's why calculator dot add.
Hmm.
Hmm. Now 5 comma 6 pass any value.
Okay.
Execute. Mm.
Line 1, column 15.
Go to the synonymous calculator dot add. Open. No, not there.
The C
There is
should be
one.
capital, I think. Calculator. The
C.
method.
Okay, okay. Okay. The Apex is case insensitive language. Okay. Click on that. You will get error same. Go back. Give the semicolon. Give the semicolon at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Harni, Apex is case insensitive language. Capital C, small c, capital A, small a, same.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
JavaScript is different again.
Hmm.
That is case sensitive language.
Okay. It is insensitive.
Okay. Capital
Okay.
Kalyan, capital K Kalyan and small k Kalyan both are same in the Apex.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
you got the answer. Okay.
Yes.
So this is how the basic way to write the code. Okay. Now, Priyanka, write three more functions.
Okay. Here
Add,
itself.
add you have done. Subtraction, not there. See, that is one function from 3 to 7. Then you can't write you should not write a function inside a function. Na?
Okay, okay. Where should
Af-
I write this?
After sixth line, I mean, in seventh line, you have to write one more public static void sub like that.
Here should I?
Yes.
Hey, hi all. I have one question for Priyanka Kalyan.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, Priyanka. Here you are giving system.debug result. Okay,
Okay.
you are populating the result here, the variable. What
Yes.
it is storing, it will give. Okay, then
Okay.
in the place of system.debug, there I want to give any string value. Then how will you populate it there?
String value.
Yeah.
We cannot calculate string value here itself.
I'm not asking to calculate the string value. Just I want to populate a string. Like you have a given result, right? And
Okay.
you just hello.
Yeah, Priyanka, just to recall how you used to write strings.
I'm not getting the correct point.
No. How you will write a string? Suppose name equals to Kalyan. How you will write?
Okay. Should I write like this?
No. Don't think like answer. Just I answer my question. In the JavaScript, suppose if I want to write a name equals to Kalyan, how you will write it?
In strings, you will write that.
Uh,
And double quotes. Yeah.
exactly. So if you want anything to be print as a string, na, so you have
Yes.
to write in the double quotes. That's it.
Okay.
Inside a result, so you have to write double quotes and then result inside.
But here in Apex we use single quotes.
Yeah. So in Apex, this is different because double quotes is not a recognized character or a recognized symbol in the Apex. So we use single quotes.
Okay.
Okay. Don't
Guys,
discuss.
please observe cleanly and ask questions. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. So you public.
Static. Here should I give public?
Yeah. Because the name of the public is public.
Here should I give integer value or anything? Hello?
Yeah, you just write integer A and integer B. One second, one second. This, I think Rupali entered and misleaded the class. 1 minute. Give me a minute. See, in the seventh line, you have written, in the seventh line, you have written one extra statement. Remove that one.
Total.
Total. Yeah. In the eighth line, you open the flower bracket, then inside the flower bracket, you write the code. Result equals to A minus B, like that. Hmm. Okay. Just click on Control S. We have errors. Hmm. Okay, saved. Now, how should we call this function again? This method, how we can call from the anonymous window?
Here again I should enter calculator dot mul abstraction.
Sub here. Okay. Just write calculator dot sub.
Same values or different values?
No, it's your wish. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Ah. Now let us deal with the question that Rupali asked. Go back to the calculator program. See,
Okay.
actually, the correct way of writing the result, in any of the real-time programming, what we do is result is 15, result is 10. Like this, we'll write now, like a statement.
Okay.
So, inside the 10th line, just write before this result, before this result, put plus before this result, put plus. Wait, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Let me write it. Let me write it and send it to you. Mm, 1 second, let me send it to you. Inside the chat, I'm sending. Chat. So system.debug. If you see, if if you want to write some string, then print some value, you have to write in this way. The population of the string. Result should be in the single quotes, then plus result. Are you getting my point? Hello? Hello. Priyanka. Okay, let me share my screen. So, whenever you want to print the result in this form, suppose whenever you want to print the result, like result is 161. So this looks some appropriate way to write the answer. So in that case, you have to mix this integer. Result is a integer, right? Result is a integer. Then this result is a string or a text, normal text. So in that case, you have to write result is inside this single quotes, then write plus, then you write integer. Means you are what you're doing is combining or concatenating the result is text with the result integer, then printing it as a one common string. Okay, result is 161. So
Can
this
I
is,
open my screen?
sorry.
Can I share my screen?
Wait. I think you got disconnected in between.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how you write a string, or you populate a text inside this system.debug. Okay. Even in the console.log also in the JavaScript you do the same. But there we can use double quotes, but in the Apex you have only way of using single quotes. Okay. Clear? Any question? You can create any number of this public, static, string, student name, like this also you can write. And you can create any number of function, public, static, void, or let us name the function as display, then write, sorry, system dot debug, then print the student name, print the student name. Okay, I didn't give any value to the student name now. So 1 second. Let us take string name, then std name, student name equals to name. Okay, then I'm printing this one. Control E means it will open anonymous window. Instead of going and clicking here, you can click Control E so that anonymous window will open. I'll write here calculator dot display. Then inside this name, you can pass or not not double quotes, single quotes. Kalyan. अरे यार Kalyan.
Capital C.
We can write capital C. That's a correct way of writing. If you ignore also, no error will come.
Okay.
Kalyan. Okay. But it's a correct, the rule is to follow the, like, the name of the class should be always capital.
Okay.
Okay. This is how you have to see. Now I'm passing a string, then I'm printing a string. Okay. Assigning the value here and printing. I can write here like this string. What happens if I write like this? If you call this function, then std name is printed. So this system.debug treated this std name as a single string. Okay, single text. It didn't treat it as a some variable. Okay, it is not a variable, it is itself a value. So it directly printed the value. So That's why we have to make sure if you writing a variable, then you have to write like this. Then the value inside that variable will be printed. If you write like this, then this only will be treated as value and this only get printed there. Okay. If I write now like this and then save it, then Control E, then execute, then Kalyan will be displayed now because it is not treated as a string. It is treated as a value Kalyan. Okay. Means it is a variable. Inside this variable, we have a name which we sent through this calling this display function or display method. That name Kalyan came from that anonymous window, got to here, then pass it to this one, then printed here. Okay. Any questions till now? No questions? Questions? Please let me know. Okay, no questions. Super fine. Then
This code you have wrote now, where you are trying that because I joined late.
yeah. I understand. I understand. See, meanwhile, everyone go through this one. I'll take a break and I'll come. But before that, Harmeet, see what we are going to do is we opened our developer console. Huh? Okay. How we can open this developer console is you open any playground. Inside this playground, go to the developer console. This is setup, na?
Okay.
This is developer console. Inside this developer console, you can write Apex code only if you have a class, a file.
Okay.
You need a file, na? So that file can be created any of this type. But I am doing Apex class. So
Okay.
you have to click on Apex class, then name it as a some name. Here I have written calculator now. Now I am write some a check. Okay. Click on OK. Then you got some class. Then you write some variable. Public static age. Okay. Then you can write some again. Sorry, not age. You have to write like this. Public static integer age. Then public static void. This is the way of writing a function here. This is way of writing a variable here. This is somewhat complicated than the JavaScript. JavaScript is easy. Let A, let B, let C, let age. So it's easy.
Yes.
But here you have to write some public static, public, void, integer. You have to mention the data type. So like that. Now check if above check if eligible to what, then okay. Now you can write if else also. Here also we have if else. If age greater than or equals to 18, then system dot debug. You have to write string. You have to write it as a string. So how you will write it as a string? So Priyanka, the Rupali asked a question. This is the question. That means anytime if you want to print the string,
Okay,
the string should
single
be
quote.
single quote. Okay.
Yes.
The person is eligible to vote. Okay. Now you can pass the age here. Integer person age. This age. Now this age
is equal to whatever the data we are passing from the calling. So person age, Control S, then go to anonymous window. You have to click debug and click on this anonymous window. Then you have to write age check dot check eligible to vote. Then person age value is some 21. Let us see what it give. 1 second. Oh, sorry, open log, execute. Debug only. This person is eligible to vote. Same like JavaScript only, na? Here also there is a condition, there is a if, there is else also. Else. System.debug. Is not eligible to vote. Control E. Instead of 21, you pass 12. System.debug. In the debug only, person is not eligible to vote. So this is the way to write a code inside the Salesforce ecosystem using Apex. Okay. Clear,
Okay, sir.
Harmeet?
Clear. Clear.
Okay. So now before I come, just go through this data types inside this Apex. What is the different types of data? So click on this primitive data types, mainly especially this one. We'll talk about these data types now. Primitive data types: blob, boolean, date, date time, decimal, double, ID. So we shall see each of these data type, mainly the important one. Then we talk about list data type. Then we talk about sets data type, maps data types. Then finally we come about classes, objects, and interfaces. So before that, you just go to this primitive data types and like this integer, double, long. So like this, okay? Just a 5 minutes of break. I will be back. Is Rupali there? No, right? Okay.
So everyone there? Okay, we will continue now. So if you look at the like data types, in that the first one is integer. Okay, in the first one is integer. Then there are other data types like if you go about this primitive data types, there is double in the sense, let me say public, static, double, uh, percentage. So just a percentage is some kind of a variable name I have given, and the variable type, the data type is double. Double here, let us write one more public static void one second. Let me take a play with data. Some kind of a function I have created just for testing purpose, for checking purpose. So if I add the value, if I write age equals to 15, it works. If I write age equals to 1.5, then let's see what happens. I clicked on to save. Okay, I clicked on save. So what is the error you see here? You are assigning decimal in the sense the 1.5. It's a fractional value, like not a pure integer. Integer means it should be like a like 15, 16, 17 like that, the pure number. But this is a fractional value, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 2.5 like that. So these kind of things, these kind of numbers or values are called as double, and the fixed numbers is called as an integer. So age is what I have told computer, age is an integer. Now age is an integer, that's fine. If I want to write age equals to, sorry, if I want to write age equals to some decimal value, the fractional value, it tells us that there is a error, illegal assignment from decimal to integer, because age is an integer. If you want to write 1.5 kind of values or like fractional values into some variable, that variable should be declared with a type called as double. Now you can write here percentage equals to 90.2. Okay, so if I remove this one, so percentage equals to 90.2. So like that you can write. This is a fractional values can be assigned to double, okay, to double data type, and integer values will be assigned to the integer data type. Okay, is this clear to you? Any questions for these two basic data types, integer and double? Now public static string, let us take the example of string my name, sorry, string std, student name. Okay, now let's see what will happen here now. 1 second. std name, what happened, what error I'm seeing here? Can we assign values there only? 1 second, Satish, I didn't get your question. Just give me a minute. So student name equals to some kind of Kalyan I can give. But if I want to write student name equals to some 15. Let's see what will happen. So there is a error. There is a error stating that you are assigning there is a integer value is 15. This 15 integer value you are going to keep in the string, okay, which is not allowed. String should be assigned to a string. Integer should be assigned to a integer. Fractional part should be assigned to a, I mean, decimal kind of thing should be assigned to a double data type. Is that clear till now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, 1 second. Let me go to some advanced data types. Sirisha, you there? Can you type the message again? When creating a public static integer, okay. See, okay, I'll tell you now. I'll explain you some scenario, then you'll understand. One second. A class is treated as a blueprint. Okay, blueprint. Using this blueprint, what we can do is we can create the copies. Listen this concept now carefully. So, Sesha, you have asked me a question. So for that, I am giving this explanation. So when a class, this is a class. This class is a blueprint. Means you tell the computer there is a variable. There should be a variable, not there is a variable. There should be a variable you tell. And you create a functions also, some functions also. So like that, you create some functions, and inside these functions, you write some data. I mean, you say write some code inside this. This is the memory you want to create. This is the memory you will create. I mean, this kind of. Okay. Now, this memory is like a blueprint. It is not created yet, but that will be created. Okay, that will be created. When it will be created? When we create object to the class. This is concept of class and object. This is a concept of class and object. Okay. Now, whenever you create a object to the class, this object 1, object 2, object 3, any number of objects you create, those all objects will be a physical copy. Okay, physical copy of this class. Means that will be same to the class. But that they are not class, they are physically created now. Physically created means the memory is allocated for objects, but not for the class. So while declaring this, you are writing like this public static string student name. Okay, or public static double percentage. So then the memory you are telling that computer, please create the memory in this form. We can assign the values to this. Your question, can we assign the value? Yes, we can assign the values to these memory locations inside this class when you write static. But if you don't write static, suppose, let me write it. You can write like this also, public
string parent name. Okay, or let us take integer example only. Integer mm, total marks. Okay, if I write total marks equals to some 570, then this is a age na age, let us take as default value 10. Now let me save it. One second. If I save it now, this is like a default value. You can assign the value, but this is not the actual way of writing. If you want to assign a value, then you have to write static. Okay, are you getting my point? This will be cleared more when we talk about the concept called objects. For now, you have to understand that if you want to create a class and you want to assign the values into that memory while they got created, you have to follow the word called static. If without static, you are going to write, that is not a correct approach. Okay. If you want to have the value inside this, then use the static. What is static, what is non-static, we'll see. Okay. Srisha, is that clear? Okay. So we have learned to three variables. Here, three different types of data types. I mean, variables in the data types. Let me take to another example. One second, let me clear this screen. So these are called as default values assigned to the variable. So you can print it even. But if you are going to write, then make sure you have the static written. That is the correct approach. Like this, we should not follow because actually I'll tell you the objects that will be created from this class will have this default value. That should not be the case. Default value should be only given to the static. You will understand the concept when we talk about the objects concept. Now, okay, these three different data types is completed. Let me talk about some more primitive data types. If I go to the primitive data types, Boolean. Boolean means either true or false. Boolean means either true or false, like this. Public static Boolean, some kind of flag. Flag is either true, yes, either true or flag can be either false. Okay. So this is only true or false, means 0 or 1. No value will be given. For the Boolean, only true or false. Okay. True or false for the Boolean. Or means null means nothing. No particular value. These are the only three values that can be assigned to the Boolean data type. Now, date time we'll see later. Decimal we'll see now. There is two things now. Decimal and double. A decimal in the sense a number that includes a decimal point.
like whatever we have seen. If the decimal is created, let me explain you the basic thing. Decimal, decimal, some interest. So if I save it, if I save it and interest is equals to 3.3. No error we get. Okay, no error we get. It's same. Now this decimal is, you can give small numbers, but this double na double is for exponential values. So like this, some big value. How much? From minus 2 to power of 63 to 2 to the power of 63. That much big value we can't give to decimal data type. Okay, small difference. Even this, if you have written here, percentage also 90.2, interest also 3.3. These though both are fractional values only, but the only difference is the decimal, whichever I have written in the form of decimal, will take the small values. But if you want to give big values, the value of pi, some, if you want to calculate some, do some scientific calculation, then you use the concept double. Okay, with the decimal you give some, you have some, suppose let's say you, with the decimal you can give like this 6 digits. With the percentage, oh no, with a double you can give almost uh, like more than that. Okay, so this is the example of this decimal and double. Okay, this don't get confused more on this. This is simple examples, because this depends on the precision, this depends on the range, so there are multiple things. But if we won't have that much like a high use of this like exponential values, or we won't concentrate much on this fractional parts range, so directly you can go with double or decimal, anything. Now if I take one more example, integer, long integer. Integer only long. See, integer range is some, if suppose if you take one integer, this integer may be in the range of this much. Okay. Now this long integer means long, you have to write long, that is a big value now. That is from 2 to the power of minus 63 to 2 to the power of plus 63 minus 1, the big value. So like that. Same like a decimal and double. Okay, string you have seen. String is like this. Single quotes we will write. So this is about the primitive data types. The only thing which we have to see is ID. What is ID? You will come to know when I talk about SOQL and SQL. Then we have the date and date time. Okay. I'm not talking about data and date time and ID. We'll come to know those things a little later. So these are about the primitive data type. Now everyone, if you remember, we talked about the concept of arrays, right? Arrays. What are arrays? They are the memory location in which we store group of numbers, group of fruits, like that. Group side by side. each will have index 0, 1, 2 index. So at second place, what we can store, at third place, what we can store. So that is the concept of array. Okay. Same in the JavaScript, this is what arrays we have learned. So here we don't call array. We don't call array. We call here list. Same concept. But what we call here, we call it as a list data type. What we call a list data type. Suppose if I go back to this this document, lists. Okay, list data type. What is this list data type? So this list data type is something which we can write in the form of a like consecutive location like this. In the memory, this will be created like this. Okay. How should we write this one? How should we write this list? Like this. I'll tell you in the form of a program, then you'll understand more. Where is our code? Okay. You have to tell, suppose, let me create one more function. Public static void play with lists. Okay. So here what I'm going to write, create a list. You have to tell the computer, hey computer, I want to create list. If you are writing outside, then you have to write like this, public static list. If it is inside the function, just you have to write list. List of what? List of integers, list of strings. Let us write list of strings. So like this, because I want to create, one second. I want to create red, orange, list of colors I want to create. So I have to write list of strings. The name is colors equal to, you have to write like this, new list of strings bracket, this I mean parenthesis, then close it. Okay. List of strings I am going to declare with the name color. Means inside the memory, like this one big memory is created. Inside the computer memory, this big space is created. For this space, the name is given as colors. Okay. The name is given as colors. Now, inside these colors, we have from 0 location to n infinity. I think, let us say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, at what location, what should store? We have to add now. We have to add the data. See. Set. Okay. Don't see add. Let's see set. Let's see set. Means what we have to see is COLOURS colors dot set at 0th place, you set the color red. Then one second, green, blue, yellow. At 0th place, you set the value red. At second place, this is the third place. Now let's print them. System dot debug. What is the name? Colors is the name of a variable, a list variable. Okay. Let me print it. Controlling. Instead of this one, what is the name? Play with the list. So a check dot play with this don't have any parameters to pass. Okay, so I'm not passing any parameters. Second. Now execute. List out of bond. Oh, okay. 1 second. See, we have to 1 second. I'll explain you the scenario. This is list now. We have to tell how many like how much data, how many elements we are going to write. Means how much big the list will be, right? There we have to write. Okay, so that can be written now. 1 second. Oh God, where did it go? Tell you 1 minute. Control A. So debug only. What is the first color? Red color. What is the second color? Green color. What is the third color? Blue color. See, the way I have ordered, I have added this list I have created. I mean, this array. This array I have created. To this array, one by one element I went on adding. One by one value I went on adding. First I added red, then blue, sorry, green, blue, yellow. So in the same way, I have got the output. Red, green. So before this, what I have tried is I tried a way to set the index, right? Set can be possible when there is a space. Initially, if you write like this, there will be empty space created. Okay, one big space will be created. Now, if I want to set, I have written like this now. Set 0, 1, or sorry, 0, red. So it is trying to add at 0th place the value red. Okay, that is not possible because the big memory is created. The partitions, the indexing is not created yet. Now it is created. Now how many partitions there in this big array? How many elements, how many values can accommodate? 0, 1, 2, 3. Total 4 elements can be automated. 4 elements means 4 values. So now, if I want to set now, I can write like this. Colors dot set at index 1, set the value white. Let's see if it is working or not. I have saved it. Okay. Let me write here. Let me print it. Then change the
value at our index 1, then again I will print the value. I can print the total list. Control E, then no error. First, what is the value? Red, green, blue, yellow. Then what happened? I have set at index 1, I have set the value white inside this list. Okay, it is changed. Like this, you can again write colors dot set 3, comma, black. It is changed to black. 3 means 0th place, first place, second place, third place. This is the array. Sorry, this is a list. Inside this list, there are 4 places now. How many places? 4 places, because I have used add method, add like that. I have written add 4 times. So 4 memory locations are created inside this big memory location of this list. And I can change the value by using set. Okay. What is this set and add is? They are the methods. They are the methods to change the value, to add the value to the list. See, using add, I have added the values to the list of colors. Using the set, I have added the values, sorry, I have changed the values, set the values at a particular index using set. So set and add are used with list, kind of data type, which is a collection data type, means a collection of strings, a collection of integers, maybe anything. So like that. Is this clear? Any questions till now? Okay. Now, so this is about lists now. How to delete the element? How to delete the element? How to, clear the list? Suppose, before that, how many places are there? Sirisha, how many places are there total in the array? List. How many times we added? 4 times. So in this list, 4 memory locations are created. Now 0, 1, 2, 3. If I write set 4, set at 4th place black, what is the error we'll get?
There will be no memory located.
Yeah, so this is 4th place. If I want to create a like this one, because I used add only 4 times, then the memory size of this array or list is 4. So this is out of bound. So let us see, let us check it. List out of bound at index 4. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One second. One second. Now, if you want to clear the list,
what we have to do is just to write clear. One second. Colors dot clear, you have to write like this. Then system dot debug, let me print colors again. Control E. Sorry, this 3 2. So first this is the list. Now I have changed the list at first place and second place white and black. Then I have cleared total list. So total list is empty now. Is this clear? The basic of list? You have to practice a lot. So we can create the list like this. I have created a list of strings, or like this, or like this. So like you, in any way you can write the list. So if you want to create a list in this way, suppose string, a list of strings, it's very easy, again simple. Instead of this writing this all, you can write, sorry, string list, name is for UITS fruits, okay, equals to new list of strings. So list of string. So like this you can write. This is one way. Or you can write like this. List of strings, instead of this side, you can write this side and you can write string of 1. Also, or both sides you can write like this. So if I want to both sides, the capital letter let's use for data types. It's a best practice. For variable small letter, for data type string like this, let's use capital letter. So list of strings with 6 elements. At starting only I am telling the computer that I want how much big memory? 6 places I want. I want 6 places with a name called fruits. Okay. Then inside that I wish to have 6 places: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 to 5 places. So if I want to write like this, I should write like this. If I don't know how many elements I will store, I should write like this. I didn't write 6, 7, 8. I just kept on adding. Okay. If I know the number of students in the class, I write list of 100, string of 100. But if I don't know how many students total in the school or any game or any playground, so then I have to write like this, list of strings with the name instead of color students. So I keep on adding students. I'll keep on adding students. Okay. 2 approaches. If you know the number of students that can be the number of elements, then you have to write this size of the list. If not, blank list, you keep on adding. Okay. Now I can add like this. I can add very easily. Fruits of 0 equals to apple. Okay. Fruits, in the fruits list at a second place, I want then in the fruits array or in the fruits list At the 7th place, we have grapes. Let me save it. Okay, let me save it. Let me click on this. Then let me execute. List out of bound 7, because how many elements are there in this? 6 element. What is the last index?
5.
5. So I can give at most 5 index, not greater than that. Start with 0, end should be 5, because the total size is 6. So this is like a concept, like playing with the lists. Okay. It's very interesting to understand lists. So please put your efforts in understanding the list. So here I have shared one doc, right? Lists, collection lists. So please go through that. You practice them. That's very important, because in real time you use lists, multiple places you use lists and maps. Maps will cover in the tomorrow's class. Tomorrow we'll have some advanced section on this programming of Apex, so that we will be on the phase. We have completed admin part, FU, front end part, FU, and the Apex programming, which is the most important thing that we have started today.
Can
Okay.
you please explain me about the blob, the primitive data type blob is there, right?
Yeah.
Did you explain that?
No.
I
I haven't
did
explained.
not
I haven't
understand.
explained.
Okay.
So see, actually, you have some kind of you are from EC background, right?
Yes.
So if you see, 1 second, if you imagine assembly language, did you remember this one?
Yeah.
This kind of data should be stored in the blob. Simple answer. Okay.
Okay.
If you are dealing with if you are into a company where we use some kind of instructions to store in any of the data type, then you will have this one. Okay. Generally, even I haven't used at any time, because I was not into that kind of a company. So like this. So it's a blob, binary storage kind of
Okay.
thing. Encryption, decryption. So that's kind
Mm.
of passwords, algorithms. So that kind of things we can store in the blob data type. Okay.
Okay.
Decrypt, encrypt, like this. There will be some standards. Okay. Any more questions? See, cryptocurrency, what is crypto, not currency, sorry. Like encryption, decryption with some standard codes, these all things. So if you have any attachments, I mean, if you have a task to download the attachment and convert it to some format and send it or store it in some place in a file, then that attachment will be converted, encrypted or decrypted in the form of a blob and stored in a place. Okay.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah.
Sir, I have. Sir, every time we are creating variables and functions inside that function, every time we should create only inside function, sir.
All the
We are creating variables list and inside function only we are creating, sir.
Here,
There.
we can create here also. Here also we created.
Outside function also we can create.
Yes. Outside function is also we can create. See, these all outside function only now. This
Okay.
age, percentage, these are outside function.
The list I have created here, even I can create list here. List of integers instead of list of strings. I can write roll numbers of students, roll number of students equals to new list of integers, then parenthesis as a constructor, then save it. So no errors. You can write public or public static. So
Okay,
if you
while
write hmm?
while printing that, we should print, sir.
Here we can print here.
Executing. We'll execute now.
Uh-huh. Okay. Got it. Your question. So while executing this kind of data, so how can we assign the data directly here, right?
Yes.
So these functions you are calling now, these functions. Suppose instead of this list, let us take the example of what we take age example, okay, or percentage. So this percentage is static thing. How you call the function at the same type at the same like same thing you can write, we can call percentage equals to 16, okay, then call the method, which method I have written, where can I print percentage. Here there is a percentage now, play with data, so ignore this one, I'll write here only system dot debug percentage, okay, percentage, here also percentage. Now what I'm doing, I'm passing I'm passing the value 16 directly by using the class and then its property, that is data property, and assign the value here. Okay. Then after this one, what I have done is I have written one function in method, inside the method, I am calling this. I mean printing, just printing. Okay. Now a check dot play with data. One second. List out of bonds. Sorry. What is the percentage? 16.5. Where did I give this percentage? Directly from the anonymous window, no? So like this, we can call this property and assign the value to that property. This is just to print, okay? This is just to print the statement I have used. If you want here only to print, like this, you have to print system dot debug, then you print a check's percentage value. You have to write like this. So even if you don't call this one, execute this one. One second. Spelling I have written wrong, no? That's right. Printed 16. Okay. In the third line. That only in the third line. By using class, you can call its properties, call its methods. Both we can call. If it is inside function, then it is called local variable. Local to the function. If it is outside the function, means if it is outside the function, then it is called global. What is called? Global. So I'll tell you the basic, I'll show you the example. See, this
This list, which is written inside this function play with list, is called local variable, local list. The list which is written outside all the function, inside this class, but outside the functions, that is called global list. Okay, global. These all are called global data. Global data. Okay, this is called local data because it is inside this function. This is a part of this function. If I write some integer x equals to 15, then this is called local data, local x, local variable. This is called global variable. These all are called as global variable. Okay. So your question clear? If you can write outside, you can write inside. If you write outside, you can call directly. Okay, you can call directly by using the function, sorry, class name dot the property name, the data property, which is percentage interest something. Or you can even call the method if the value is inside that method. If the value is local data, local variable. Clear?
Clear.
Any more questions? Priyanka, you was about to say something?
No.
Okay. Any questions? Let me know.
Yeah, I have a question regarding the
Mm-hmm.
Visual Studio Code.
Visual Studio
Uh,
Code. Okay.
means after I executed a program,
Mm.
I got a doubt actually. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, you can, you can.
If you actually I'm facing a problem sharing the screen.
You can send the screenshot in the group.
Okay, okay. Just now?
Yeah, yeah, you can now only.
Oh,
I'll clarify it now only.
okay, okay.
Did you send? Arne, you sharing? Hmm. Okay, Arne will take this offline.
Okay, okay, okay. Actually,
I think I know you. I think you are facing the issue. Whenever you get the time, you just send me the screenshot. Okay,
okay,
some photo and put in the WhatsApp.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Bye. Shootings.